Hello YouTube, it's Talia here, your vegan amiga, and happy day of the week. I'm not going to say what day of the week it is anymore because I haven't been uploading on the same day that I'm filming, so it just like throws me off. But today is Wednesday, if that matters at all, and I am going to be eating, I was going to say Taco Wednesday, but it's Taco Tuesday. Would have been perfect for yesterday, but oh well, whatever. I'm eating some Soyrizo tacos that look and smell amazing. I have to tell you, I already tried one, so I am very excited to dig right into the rest of them. They are so good. I got the Soyrizo from Ralph's. I like it, although I do prefer the way the Trader Joe's Soyrizo crumbles and like cooks a little bit more. This one, the flavor is really good of this one as well, but I just like the texture of the other one better. It's like it gets a little bit more crispy. This one kind of just stays soft. It does have some crispy bits, but for the most part it's a little bit softer, but it's still really good. So either one, if you go to Ralph's or Albertsons or Trader Joe's, they're all amazing. I think Soyrizo is honestly like my most favorite vegan meat substitute that I've ever tried, because other ones are, you know, tend to be a little bit but Soyrizo always hits for some reason. So let's just dig right in. I'll tell you what is in here once I start eating, because I just can't wait anymore. First bite. They're tiny little street taco tortillas, so they're small, nice and portable. Here we go, first bite. Oh my gosh. So good. You can never go wrong with Soyrizo. You really cannot. I brought a fork with me because I knew these were going to be messy. Incredible. Honestly, every time I make them, they're like so good. So like I said, the tortillas are like the little street taco size, so they're a little bit smaller than the regular tortilla size that you can buy at the store. And then obviously the Ralph's Soyrizo that I just cooked up with some garlic and olive oil. And then for the toppings we have tomato, red onion, yellow onion, because I love onions, avocado, pickled jalapeños, some avocado, some chopped romaine lettuce, but you can use just regular lettuce. Or is that regular? What am I trying to say? I used romaine hearts, there we go. But you can just use regular, like a head of lettuce. Does that make sense? Anyways, whatever. Just any type of green, I guess, if you want, whatever. And then I put lime all over it, and amazing. Just simply the best. Seriously, so good though. I cannot. I can't finish my sentences. But I was gonna say, I can't get over it. How good these are every single time. Oops. Oh my god. the delicious salty Soyrizo with the crunch of the onions, because there's so many onions in there, and like the red onion flavor is so different from like the yellow onion flavor, and just like, but together it's so good. And then the jalapeno just gives it that spice, and the tomato like cools it all down. Oh, there's also cilantro in here, I forgot about that. The cilantro, of course, can't do Mexican food without cilantro. And then the creaminess of the avocado, just everything just goes together so perfectly. And then the lime juice just like brightens it all up. It gives it that acidity that it needs. So bomb. And I know for like tacos you would think it needs some kind of salsa, right? But honestly, I don't feel like these need it, because there's just so much flavor from everything else. And then the lime juice on top. You could definitely add salsa if you want. It would definitely elevate it, but I think it's perfect just like this. I'm so obsessed with these. I also have an Olipop. This is the classic root beer flavor that I had mentioned in my last video. There we go. I don't know why that was so hard. I think it's because my nails are long. But let's give this a try. My friend said that it tastes like root beer jelly beans. So let's see. I mean, that makes sense. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. But again, yeah, stevia. Definitely tastes that like stevia flavor. But it is delightful. Can you guys hear Dallas barking outside? I guess it's better than him barking in here, but still. Some guy came to the door. Well, first he came to like our side gate and was like, I couldn't tell if he was like trying to open it or if he was like knocking on it. But then I think our neighbor was out, so he told them like, hey, go check with them first. And so he came to the front door. I watched the whole thing happen because I was like, what is this guy? Dallas was of course barking. So I went to the front door, opened the door, and he was like, can I check your gas meter? Excuse me. And I was like, sure. And so immediately I looked up like gas meter scams. Like, is there like, what is there like, is that a legit thing for somebody to be asking to check, you know? And I mean, I know you can steal people's gas, but like he was literally in and out. Like he went to the meter, like I heard a beep and then he left. And he looked legit, which that sounds so stupid because anybody can really look legit, you know? You could so easily buy like a handyman outfit from like the Halloween store or something, you know? So let's hope that was a real legit situation and not something sketchy that we'll find out later on. So good. I just love tacos so much. Maybe it's the Mexican in me, or maybe it's just the fact that tacos are the best food in the world. And I feel like 90% of people can agree. This is super random, but I remember one time somebody asked somebody else, like, what one food would you eat for the rest of your life that could like sustain you and you wouldn't get sick of, or whatever, I don't know, something like that. And the person was like, pizza, because there's so many different options you can pick, and like sauces and like toppings, and you know, the crust can be different, you know, and it can get your, it hits all the buckets, you know what I mean? It's like there's veggies, there's the bread, like the heavy part of it, I don't, whatever, it just, it's, you know, compared to other foods, it definitely can, you can get sick of it less than other foods maybe, I don't know, but excuse me, to me, I think I'd pick tacos, because there's so much you can do with tacos too, you know? So yeah, tacos would be my one food to eat to sustain me for the rest of my life. Or dumplings too. Dumplings are just so good, and I really feel like I could eat them every day. And you could also do a lot with those. So you could even make like dessert dumplings, you know? Switch it up. You can make dessert tacos too. You can make like, you know, the Choco Taco ice cream thing. Oh my god, I used to love those. They should make a vegan version of those, because I would fill my freezer with those if they had them. I love those Choco Tacos. They were everything, you know. They had like the vanilla ice cream, which I'm not like a super big vanilla ice cream fan, but you know, it's good with like the chocolate. And then it had like a crunchy part because of the shell, and then it had, the shell wasn't ever really like crunchy though, you know, it was kind of a little bit more chewy, but it was so good. And then the chocolate, obviously, it was just perfect. Huh. You know what I made yesterday? Dallas hair. I didn't make Dallas hair, sorry, there was a Dallas hair on my finger. I made vegan Pop-Tarts, and they were so good. I mean, we still have a lot left over, so I will definitely be mentioned on those, but oh my gosh, they were bomb. And they weren't too hard to make. They're just kind of time consuming because you have to make like a crust. And you have to let it sit a couple times, you know, and then when you actually fill the little pastry squares with the jam, you have to let those freeze for an hour and a half. So it's just like, it's very time consuming, but honestly, not as hard as you would think. Excuse me. And they turned out so well. They're definitely on the sweeter side, and especially because you also like make a frosty. I guess you don't have to make frosting, which maybe next time I won't. But I think it's also like mostly the jam inside, because I bought the jam at the grocery store. It's like a grocery store, just like a pre-made jam, raspberry jam, and it was very, very sweet. So I think next time maybe I'll make my own jam and make it not so sweet, so it's a little bit more sour and fruity than like sweet. I won't add as much sugar. Because yeah, they were definitely very on the sweet side. But the good thing is the pastry was very salty and like not sweet at all. Like it did have salt or sugar in it, but for some reason it was just very more savory than sweet. So the contrast was really nice, and it was like so flaky and delicious. And, oh, yum. Okay, last taco. I'm like not very full. I'm gonna be very full after this though. But it's worth it. We can't leave the taco behind. We can't leave all these little toppings behind either. The pickled jalapeños are hot. They definitely add some good heat. Every time I start to get full, but like continue to eat, I think about all those like professional, I feel like I've talked about this before, but I think about all those professional like food eaters. Oh, Sean is calling. 1 second. Sean is calling. Okay, sorry about that interruption. Let's dig right in. I didn't take a bite, I promise. Let's dig right in. What was I saying? Oh yeah, about the food eaters, the professional food eaters. Every time I start to like eat when I'm like not hungry anymore, I think about them and I'm like, I don't know how, I really don't know how they do it. Like it just seems miserable. Like when I'm not hungry anymore and I'm like so full, but I try to keep eating because it's so good and I don't want to leave leftovers or whatever the case may be, I feel so horrible. Like I just don't feel well, you know? And once you're like full, food just doesn't taste good anymore, you know? You're over it. At least for me. I'm so over it, so I don't know how they push themselves. Obviously it's like training and a lot of work, and you know, it just doesn't happen just overnight, but still I would not, that's one thing I couldn't do. I just couldn't do it. So I just know how I just want to know how they feel the rest of the day, you know? Like, do they go home and like sleep for the rest of the day? Or like go throw it up? I don't know. I truly don't know. I'm trying to rack my head, my brain. Last couple bites. Should I eat that jalapeno? Oh my god, there's like a jalapeno and then there's, I'm gonna do it. There's like a piece of the middle of the jalapeno with all like the seeds. That was a good one. You're welcome. Oh my gosh, I can't get everything. I should just use spoons. I don't know why I use forks. Excuse me. It's the soda, man. This probiotic soda is just getting the gut moving. Okay. Last bite. a bunch of jalapeños. See how it goes. Not bad. Got me ready. I was about to say not bad, and then got me right there. Right in the back of the throat. Okay, it really wasn't that bad except for that one little hiccup. All right. Woo! Okay, I need water actually. The soda. Woo! Sean is on his way home. And then we're going to the gym. So that should be real fun with the heavy, full tummy. But that's alright. It was totally worth it. I'm very glad I made this meal. It was so good. And if you see Soyrizo at your grocery store, I definitely recommend you pick it up. It is so delicious. And honestly, even Sean says this. He's like, it tastes, and my parents too, they're both not vegan, but they try to stick, my dad mostly, they try to stick to eating vegan as much as they can. But they all say that Soyrizo is like the best vegan alternative to regular chorizo. It's so good. And honestly, I think it's better than regular chorizo, because when I used to eat chorizo, I remember I used to find like the gristly part and like the heart, like I don't even remember what it was, but just like gross parts that I always dreaded it, because dreaded eating it. I liked it, but I also in the back of my mind was like, I hope I don't get, and I would, because it was like, you know, I was manifesting it basically. But with Soyrizo, you do not get that. You don't get the gristle, you don't get the fatty gross parts, you know. It's all just delicious, tender or crispy, however you cook it, deliciousness. And I definitely recommend it. It tastes just like chorizo, so try it out. I know a lot of restaurants carry it too now, so if you see it on the menu, I recommend that as well. Excuse me. Dallas is in now. Come here, Papa. He's like, no, I know you don't have food anymore, so I'm not gonna come to you. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see here. And leave me a comment below letting me know whether or not you've tried Soyrizo or not. Or if you want to try it, because it's really good. And like I said, I recommend it. I'm a broken record now. But I will see you in the next video. Bye guys. Mwah.